Hey, you're watching the Rave TV. I'm TJ, coming to you from the basement of the Rave. I'm here with Phil and Alex from the band Whitechapel. Guys, what's going on?
What's up?
Not too much.
Awesome. Now, this past summer, everyone's been talking about it. You guys were on the Mayhem Fest. That had to be an awesome time. But I got to imagine on a big tour like that, playing in some of the biggest crowds you guys have probably played with in your career, touring with bands like Behemoth and Cannibal Corpse who've been at it for forever. I got to imagine you learned a lot.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, Cannibal Corpse is what got me started. You know, first time I ever saw him was in, you know, the Ace Ventura movie, and, like, that's what got me into metal.
That was awesome.
And, you know, that's pretty much how it started from there. And then, you know, about 15, 16, 17, whatever, how many years it has been since I saw that. And up until now, I tour with them, and it's just like, you know, never would have expected that, you know. And Behemoth's the same way. I mean, you know, they've been doing this for a while. They've been doing it, you know, since, you know, the mid 90s, you know, just, yeah, I mean, they're both influential bands. They both have their own style, but they both play, you know, just really extreme metal. And that's what, you know, that's what we're trying to portray as a band too. It's just really extreme metal.
Yeah, awesome. Now, This Is Exile, your last album's been out for a while now. Have you guys been working on new material since then, or just touring?
A little bit of both. We've had some time off, so we've been working as hard as we can, you know, writing new material, and we were riding on the bus and stuff on Mayhem, so we got a bunch of riffs and ideas and stuff from there. We got a couple of songs in the works and stuff, so I don't think you'll hear anything live until 2010, but we're going to be recording in January and looking for a spring 2010 release. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of hard to write while you're on the road, but we try to, you know, maintain that balance just so we can get everything done and you know, done on schedule and stuff.
What type of subject matter do your lyrics usually deal with? Because as a death metal band, death metal lyrics can span all sorts of different types. So what do you guys usually like to write about?
I mean, you know, just anything that's, you know, just kind of like shocking, you know, shock and awe, I guess you could say. I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, you know, I have my own certain ways that I write, you know, so that some can be about feelings or, you know, feelings towards something, you know, just something that I just made up completely in my head, you know. I mean, it's just, it can go any direction, you know, especially in metal. You know, if you're writing about something that's just scary, weird, or just out of this world, you know, I mean, it can just, it just comes from every aspect of your mind, you know. And, you know, they mainly just portray, you know, like stuff that, you know, a normal everyday person's not going to sit there and think about all the time. So, I mean, you know, it's, you can kind of get out, you know, anger or, you know, feelings towards something. Like I said, I mean, it's just, that's the beauty of it, you know. If you know, you're not going to sit there and just be mad at all day long, you know, but that point in time when you're writing something, you know, you can just let out all your emotions, and that's what I love about it.
Is there anything that's off limits that you would never like write about? You know, like some bands will go to extreme lengths and just gross out factor, but, you know, there's always that one subject that like rape, they wouldn't sing about rape, or they wouldn't sing about like loves or something. You guys just wouldn't cross that line? I
just say the sky's the limit. Yeah. I mean, you know, I mean, if people in this world aren't going to agree with, you know, not everybody's going to see eye to eye, you know, and, you know, you just got to do what you feel like, you know, you want to do, you know, don't do what you think everybody thinks that you should do, you know. I mean, that you're just limiting yourself there. You know, there's going to be a couple of people that don't like what you do, but I mean, you know, out of, you know, a handful of people, you know, a lot of people, you know, say 9 out of 10 people are probably going to be like, yeah, fuck yeah, whatever, you know, but that one person's just going to be like, I don't agree with that, you know, and like, you know, it's their own, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but, you know, you just gotta do what you do, and, you know, do what you want to do. Don't let anybody else dictate what you do.
All right, good answer, man. Now you guys are labeled all sorts of different types of genres of music, deathcore probably being the most popular, but what bands and styles of music actually inspire you outside of, you know, the deathcore?
I'd say anything, you know, heavy, anything dark, ambient, you know, I mean, that's just, we try to portray our music with kind of like a darker, more artistic feel, you know, like, I don't know, like I said, anything that's just heavy and brutal, from, you know, Meshuggah, Fear Factory, even like the more darker ambience of like Deftones and stuff like that, to, you know, just like Slipknot, Bloodbath, Dying Fetus, Suffocation, Cannibal Corpse, you know, basically our influence just span all across the metal genre, and we definitely try to include that in, you know, each song that we write. Yeah,
just the whole spectrum of metal. You know, I mean, it's, you know, I mean, you can write, a death metal album, but I mean, you can only write so much death metal. You can only riff so much. You've got to have like atmosphere in your music. Not just one just straight blast beat thrash and then that's the song right there. Death metal is very complex music. It can be very technical and can be very slow, it can be very fast, but it's like I said, just the sky's the limit. You gotta branch out. It's because eventually you're just gonna get bored with what you write. That's how I feel. I mean, not everybody feels that way, but that's how I feel.
All right, now you guys are from Knoxville, Tennessee, correct? Was it hard starting out in a town that's known pretty much for country music as an extreme metal act?
It wasn't exactly easy. I mean, we definitely did our fair share of work, booking DIY shows, playing at rec centers, gyms, all kinds of stuff like that. And, eventually we got into like the more local scene where we're playing at venues and, getting noticed by, more people around our local area and stuff like that, which led us on to thinking hey, we actually might have something here. There's a lot of people that like us. Maybe we should try to span this out to other states and stuff like that. So we just did like mini weekend tours down to like up to Kentucky and down to like Georgia and stuff like that. So I mean like I was saying, it definitely wasn't easy starting out from Tennessee, because I mean the only other metal band that's from there back when we were starting up was like 10 years, and they're on like Universal. So now the scene's definitely a little bit better. There's a different breed of killer coming from there. They kind of sound like us, and they put out a CD on Rise Records and stuff like that, so they're doing their own thing. And there's a couple of other bands that are starting up and stuff like that.
So there's a small scene out of there, but you guys are pretty much the only extreme one.
Yeah.
Right, for right now. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a good show tonight. You're watching the Rave TV. That was Whitechapel. Go buy the new album, or not so new album. This is Exile. Thanks.